Dr. Owais Durrani is an emergency medicine physician. He's joining us now with more on the virus and what we can expect next in the United States. Thank you for joining us, Dr. Durrani. Talk about the concerns of this new variant. What are the levels, what are we actually looking at to see if this is going to be a game changer?
Absolutely. Whenever we have a new variant, I like to focus on the questions that we need to ask and then the facts that we have. Right now, we're really early on in learning about this variant. The three main questions I have is it more transmissible? Does it lead to more severe disease? And do our vaccines work against it? Right now, we only have an answer to one of those questions. Is it more transmissible? Based on the preliminary and limited data we do have from South Africa, it seems like it's more transmissible than the Delta variant and some of the other previous variants that we've had. The two other questions are just simply too early. So we're going to be finding a lot more in the upcoming days and weeks about those two questions and where we kind of head from here. One other thing we do know is that this variant, compared to previous variants, has 50 plus mutations. Now, that doesn't mean they're all bad mutations or that it makes it more stronger. It just means that we have to learn more about those mutations and how they interact with our bodies and our vaccines.
When we talk about whether or not the vaccine will be effective against it, what is it that doctors have to look at? Do we just need a certain amount of data?
Absolutely. So there's kind of two parts to that. One is in-lab studies and one is real-world kind of following and tracking. So in-lab studies, that's essentially, getting samples of that virus, mixing it with the vaccine and seeing what that interaction looks like, and is that virus able to replicate and grow in the lab. Now, anything that you experiment on in the lab doesn't necessarily translate one-to-one outside in the real world. And so we essentially, those folks that become positive with this variant, need to find out how many doses of the vaccine they got, which vaccine they got, had they gone a booster, were they younger, were they older, and then get data off of that. That all takes a few weeks in kind of both circumstances. So over the upcoming 2 to 3 weeks, we'll have a much more clearer picture of that.
Now, scientists have acknowledged that this variant has been found in Belgium and Hong Kong as well. That makes it a global variant at this point. So how long has it likely been amongst us that we now have enough information to start shutting down travel again?
Yeah, so it's probably been around for at least the past few weeks, if not longer. And that when it comes to shutting down travel, what it can do is buy us a few weeks at most. But at this point, once it's, spread to various parts of the world already, it's only a matter of time before it spreads to essentially every corner of the globe. That's what essentially every other variant's done. That doesn't mean it's going to become the dominant variant or that it's going to lead to shutdowns or anything like that. It just means it's already out. We don't really even know if South Africa is where it originated. It could have originated somewhere else, and that's where a cluster that happened to grow and be noticed was found. And so it essentially means, I know we've stopped travel from certain countries here. President Biden announced that. What are we going to do with those extra 2 to 3 weeks that we may have bought ourselves? And once again, it goes to the basics. It means getting vaccinated. It means if you're due for a booster, which most Americans will start to be if they are not already, get that booster, get your kids vaccinated. And as it gets colder, start to really focus on masking again and avoiding crowded indoor situations where everyone might not be vaccinated.
And thank you for that clarification. It is the one that we are sourcing or saying is first found in South Africa, but we have not confirmed that it originated there, which reminds me of another variant that originated overseas, and that is the Delta variant. Are we seeing any relief from that here? Is Delta receding before we even layer on another variation on top of it?
Yeah, so in certain parts of the country it is. So for example, here in Texas, we had a massive surge kind of towards the end of the summer, and now cases have gone down. But in other areas, the Delta surge is still kind of in the middle portion of its surge. So if you look at the Great Lakes area, a lot of hospitals are full, lots of ICUs are full, and they're in this similar situation that we were in at the end of the summer. And so it really just depends on what part of the country you look at. All in all, cases are rising just because of colder weather and then certain areas going through their Delta surges. If you look at, for example, the Great Lakes region, they tend to have a lower vaccination rate when you look compared to Vermont. Both of those areas are currently going through their Delta surge, but hospitals in Vermont are not full. They still have good ICU capacity, whereas, you look in Michigan, for example, and they're not in such a good situation. And so once again, that just reminds us that even though we might get a new variant or we might still be in a Delta surge in some parts of the country, vaccinations are still the answer to making sure that we get through this.
Dr. Owais Durrani, thank you for joining us tonight with that update. And in other news, it is still Black Friday, and if you're hitting the mall this afternoon or this evening, you may want to schedule a little more time given the holiday rush. BNC